Alright, at this point everyone else has made a Geometric Tortoise video, so I guess it's time that I do one. Now we're going to start off in Danger Pack and then the second run will be in Customs. So I think there's a significant difference between Geometric Tortoise in Danger Pack and Customs. I think it's way better in Customs because you have access to some pretty nice tech to improve its ability. In Danger Pack, you do often face a lot of teams that have low attack, and the Geometric Tortoise ability is to deal damage back based on how much damage the tortoise itself took. So if the opponent has lots of low attack units, then the tortoise is going to be sniping back for very low damage. I mean, sometimes it can still be relevant if you manage to break some equipment and so on, but a lot of the time it's just not as spectacular because those high impact attacks just don't really exist outside of stake. Or maybe some of the jump pets as well, I guess, but I haven't had too many games where an opposing jump pet actually attacked my tortoise and then resulted in a knockout on the other side. Maybe I just haven't been paying close enough attention. But anyway, we're going to take some of the standard stuff that I like to take in Danger Pack, so Takushi and Saker Falcon. I don't think I set out on this run looking for Geometric Tortoise specifically, although this is a funny situation where the unit in the backline gets sniped. So the Takushi tries to buff this Saker Falcon instead and pull it to the front, but the Brussels Sprout actually blocks the push. And then funny roll here where I get triple Babirusa, even though we had one slot frozen. So we're going to get double level up on turn 7. And Geometric Tortoise is tier 5, so that gives us a pretty good chance of finding one. Although whether or not I actually get one in this particular turn, I don't know. We lose to a Golden Pack team. So take 3 level ups, and we do get Geometric Tortoise. And I end up taking Hawaiian Monk Seal, probably one of my least taken units in this pack. And I think I'm probably going to get rid of it pretty quickly in this game. So there you can see that the Geometric Tortoise sniped back. And I think we're just going to be a little bit short there. The Saker Falcon does as much as it can, but doesn't quite make it. I feel like a lot of my games in Danger Pack kind of end up following this pattern of playing a unit, or playing one of my largest units at the back and then Takushi at the front. I think it's just a generally pretty solid strategy. So here I think, yeah, we just get through because of the because they didn't have much health left on the Yamami Rabbit there. That was maybe a bit fortunate. And then we'll start feeding the Geometric Tortoise because we need to give it a couple of Oblonauts before we can actually start buffing its health. And we want it to stay alive as long as possible to get as many return fire snipes as we can. Opposing Armadillo team, which looks like it's going to beat us, but Saker Falcon to the rescue, and we actually win by 1 HP. So probably a surprising outcome there, even though everyone knows at this point that Saker Falcon is a good tier 2. Sometimes it can pull off these almost miracle comebacks. So here's a rare Blue Whale team on turn 10. Not that Blue Whale itself is rare, but I don't see too many people on the, on 9, 10, 11 actually with the Blue Whale team already online. I think here I just take the Cocoa Bean for 1 turn on the Hawaiian Monk Seal because I'm going to get rid of it and replace it with the Blue Whale Chickpea. But yeah, this team's not going to have much chance, I don't think. The Frogman does give the buff to the Tiger Bug with its last breath. And then we turn the Minotaur into a Surgeon Fish. Yeah, Hawaiian Monk Seal gone. We're now on 9 wins. We end up getting the Sumatran Tiger, which is a pretty good get. A big unit from pack 2 with Lemon, which probably is going to be pretty difficult to get through. We reduce the health with Kraken and Skunk, And then Saker Falcon barely misses by 1 HP. So a couple of very close 1 HP rounds, and we get the level 3 Geometric Tortoise. Change the position of the tiger to attack second position. And we end up facing another Pack 2 team, but it looks like they're in the process of pivoting. Actually pretty rare to face a team like this with Melon on 4 units. They've obviously used a lot of toys there. And we win by 1 HP. So that was, I think, 3 1 HP battles in the same game for the Geometric Tortoise achievement. So now we'll move on to custom packs, just in time for the monkey there to turn the griffin into a betta fish. Since I already had the treasure map, it's actually quite handy being able to transform the griffin into a different tier 3. Because when you sell griffin, it automatically refreshes the toy. You don't get the option to pass it up like you do with the other units. So I'm sure by this point you've probably already seen some videos of Geometric Tortoise with Badger, and we can make Badger do a lot of damage to the Tortoise, and even if the opposing team doesn't have a high attack unit up front, we can make sure that they're going to take a lot of snipe damage from the Geometric Tortoise. Now the one drawback is that the Tortoise is going to get knocked out, so we really need to maximize the initial damage and hope that that's going to be enough. And in many cases it will be enough against teams that are purely stat based. We're probably going to struggle against some summon teams though. Looks like we're in decent shape here. Playing Badger at the back, we're pretty likely to draw a lot of the time anyway, which I'm fine with because I want to get everything set up exactly the way I want it. Trying to get this video took me more attempts than I thought it would take. Sometimes you go for these combos and you think that they're going to be relatively easy, and then the game has other ideas. So we'll take a scorpion for a change, and then the funny thing here is that the monkey is going to transform the scorpion into something else, and it will be a 1-1 with Peanut. And then this is a funny interaction. Tier 1 at the front, and it blocks the Peanut from the scorpion because it has the 1 damage reduction ability. So kind of an unfortunate interaction there, and actually we're going to lose as a result. For a second I thought it was Troubadour because of the background, but it wasn't. Unless it was an alt account, maybe. So we end up getting Flounder with Peanut, which I think is pretty funny. And then we'll go for the, I think we'll just buy-sell this Beluga instead of trying to transform it into something else. And I think here, yeah, we'll take the skunk and then instant level both of them, hoping to get Geometric Tortoise. We don't get it. We do get 2 more flounders, a cow. Probably don't need starfish. Yeah, I guess we'll just take cow for the meantime. I guess I could have frozen the milk there and saved it for the flounder, but the levels weren't super important on these units. As long as I can get the levels quite quickly on the Geometric Tortoise. So another victory here. I think I didn't have skunk in this pack, and then I was just getting so frustrated. I just swapped it in and immediately started having better results. So now we get the Geometric Tortoise, and then I think I'm going to go for the Bonobo, cloning it, yeah. And then freeze the second Bonobo, and there we go, we get the Pelican. So the team that I'm trying to form here is double Geometric Tortoise with Badger in the middle, and then the Pelican is going to swallow the Badger and knock out both Tortoises at start of battle, and hopefully do extremely serious damage to the opposing team. Like I said earlier, it's definitely not guaranteed, and there were plenty of rounds where things went horribly wrong. Now Badger here does have higher attack than health, and for Pelican we do prefer it having higher health. I don't think I had Lollipop in this pack, I'm not sure, but it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, as we actually get skunked anyway, so it wasn't going to help us having higher health here. We do get the perfect snipe from the salmon, but it's not good enough against the banana pill. So we'll combine the tortoise together, and I think at this point I decide, instead of playing the double geometric immediately, we're going to try and get the team into a position to win and then just swap in at the last minute. A lot of rounds were just being lost because it was wasting the badger damage very early. And until you get the geometric tortoise leveled up, I think the badger blast is just going to be way more effective. So nice victory here against the Nessie team. Yeah, we definitely want churros on the pelican to make sure that we don't lose any rounds based on the badger losing the strawberry, which definitely did happen in many of these games. And I'm also having the winter spirit feed both the badger and the geometric tortoise with mana, so we do get 2 additional snipes as well that can potentially knock out or remove equipment from remaining units, exactly like it does here. And then I'm going to save the puppy so that at the very end I can bring it in and apply weakness to the front unit. Because although we're missing out on the badger blast, we do still want to give the snipes from the geometric tortoise the best chance of actually knocking stuff out. There were some rounds I had where my team basically knocked itself out and then did nothing to the opposing team because they had coconut on everything. So nice win there against the II squad. And I think now on 8 wins, maybe now is the time I'm going to go for the combo, because I don't want to do it on just the final turn. So we'll get the toilet paper and then move the badger 1 space back, I think. Yes, we will. Now level 1 geometric isn't going to do as much damage, but remember the badger is doing 150% damage here. Now it's a relatively big team. Unfortunately, the snipes hit the weakest units at the back, but we get Scorpion from the popcorn. Now that was deliberate. I definitely included Scorpion just for the purpose of trying to get a free knockout out of one of these summons. And then next opponent is Broken Bench. A lot of people going for these transform teams with Pangasius. And our geometric tortoises get leveled up by the Salmon of Knowledge. We get Scorpion from one of the spawns, although it doesn't really matter too much. And there we go. There's the victory with the Pelican Badger double geometric tortoise team.